Hello everyone, this is Take the Gate. It is April 30th, 2014, and I'm just going to run across some of these news stories that are coming out of the Supreme Court and the horrendous decision making behind them. So, there are a couple of groups that were asking the Supreme Court to uphold whistleblower rights for journalists, and on that same day, this free press campaign was to be launched. The State Department launches a campaign against the whistleblowing journalists. Right here, as you can see, the Justice Department urges the Supreme Court of the United States to pass up reporters' privilege cases, thereby extinguishing the right of a reporter to maintain his sources. And on the same time, the Supreme Court has argued that with the Obama administration, it favors a right to fire those who would be public employees testifying in trials. Also out of the Supreme Court, the NDAA, which is the ability to detain people indefinitely, was upheld by the Supreme Court. As you can see here, during the appeals process, the Supreme Court of the United States held that this part, which is Part 21 of the National Defense Authorization Act, wouldn't be allowed to be challenged any longer, and that any type of protest, which they call low-level terrorism now, according to the Pentagon definitions, is classified as terrorism. So the actions that were undertaken by people during Occupy Wall Street, animal activism, any type of anti-drone strike, any kind of environmental protectionism, any anti-corporate pollution, any anti-drilling pollution, anyone that actually has a backbone and wants to stand up against this oligarchy, this plutocracy, this police-abusing government that molests its citizens and takes anything they want at gunpoint, just like at the Bundy Ranch, will now be included as possible detainees under this National Defense Authorization Act. That's why it's important that you call your representatives and tell them to write in a clause that prohibits United States citizens from being indefinitely detained without due process, without the writ of habeas corpus, which has stood as the cornerstone of law for at least 500 years since the Magna Carta. So, do not take this lying down. You should be asking yourselves this question. Why is a guy on YouTube without a budget reporting this and the mainstream media remains silent while your government abuses your rights? This is Take the Gate, and please comment, rate, and subscribe. Thank you for your time. Signing out.